Welcome to this week's episode of the Warlock's Brew. I'm the MaroonWarlock. We are playing this week mono red deck wins in standard. Again, we have won the die roll after losing round 1 in an 0-2 fashion. We're going to go first again because that's what this deck wants to do. This is a very keepable hand. We got the Neonate for turn 1. We got a shock. We get the draw on turn 2. Some turn 2 plays. We have the Helion to top out our hand and hopefully hit a land by then. So we're going to keep this. So to recap, round 1 was an 0-2 loss versus Black-Green Constrictor. What happened was this deck basically kind of ran out of gas. I was forced to do more removal than actually burning. Part of it might be just my style of play. I prefer to just remove things whenever possible rather than go straight for the aggro. So maybe it was my own personal player errors, but we'll see. We're going to start with our Insulin Neonate, aka Nathan, and we're going to just pass the turn. They're playing blue-white something or other. Forgive my lack of knowledge of the standard metagame at this time, because I just don't play that much standard. I just figured we'll do some standard, because why not? We're going to just go straight in, punching people in the face with our Nathan here. Nady, my boy. We're going to hold back on anything for now. We're probably just going to shock at the end turn and go from there. Cycling a sensor, okay. Looks like they might be having a rough time if they had to cycle a counter. We're going to just shock them real quick and then draw a card. Grab our mountain. We're just going to go straight into the last new Helion here and start putting the pressure on. Attack with both. We might also end up just harness lightning for nothing and just get that extra energy in. It's something I'm thinking of doing. We're going to pay that energy. That's fine. Because with the way this game's going, we got them on a short clock and they're just going to concede. And that's fine. So I'm just curious what's going to be next. Oh god, yeah, that will be game. So we're gonna go to sideboards. I don't know what they're playing, so we're gonna have to wing it. I don't really think there's much to sideboard. They're in blue-white, so they're probably gonna have Torrential Gearhulk, which is good. So we might have to bring in the Lava Axe or the Lightning Axe later. Again, Harness Lightning might come in. If they're running Gideon, which is in those colors, Devour and Flames might be helpful, but again, we didn't really see much of the deck, so we're just kind of going in blind by the fact they have a sensor tells me they're playing a form of control, but I don't want to over sideboard if I don't have to. What I might do is just take out a shock and put in a Devour just to be safe, but that's more just to almost metagame them a bit without knowledge of the metagame. So we're going to go with that just because it gives me an out if they have a Planeswalker, because otherwise I really don't have an out. And Gideon comes down as quickly as turn 3. So we're going to let this happen, submit the deck, go from there. I don't really know at the top of my head if there's anything that hoses red or hoses specific colors right now in standard. Last time I remember they had specific color hoses of that nature was not Fiendslayer. Fiendslayer's a bit too far back. I hate Fiendslayer. Paladin was in standard. There was something with cons I think that had color hosers, but I can't remember. But I don't think there's really anything that says specifically F this color or screw that color, because I think they've been trying to go away from that. I know they got protection for that reason. Either this guy went AFK or he's just having a real tough time with his sideboards. So we'll just let it happen. Lean back, exist, see how it goes. There we go. Okay. They're probably going to go first. If they don't, I'd be very concerned. And It's a little land heavy, so I'm not too huge on this, but I don't know if I want to mulligan. Because we have Nathan who can filter out one of these lands. Probably the Mound will keep an eighth, the Mound, 2 Aether Hubs. We got the Adept. So we're going to keep this because go turn 1 Adept, turn 2 Nathan. Crack the Nathan on one of the mounds that's still there. I think that's the play. We'll see what they do. They got their cycle land out there, the farmland, irrigated farmland. And they're going to pass turn, that's fine. That's rough, I did not want to draw that. I'm going to play the Flame Bladed up first just because if we play Neonate and immediately do the cycle effect, I want to try to get that bonus onto the Flame Bladed up. I physically pointed at it instead of putting my mouse over it, but that's me being stupid. We'll zoom that in for those that didn't see the deck tech or whatever and want to know that logic there. So they're going to pass a turn. We're having a rough day right now, or game 2. We're going to play Nathan. Move to combat, attack. We're just going to do this now. Just get it done with. Cool. I like that draw. That's something I can work with. We're going to hit him in the face for 2. Next turn, drop the Brawler, discard a card, get another 2 in there off of the Adept. Probably play the Aether Hub next turn just to start getting some energy just in case Lathnu comes out soon. And there we go. There's a Gideon. I had a hunch. They're gonna fog our Adept. Just in general, okay. Holy God, that's a lot of land. We're gonna do this just because holding him back does literally nothing for us. And I'm just doing this to keep him honest. I know it does nothing, but I don't think they're going to be going all that hasty right now. We'll see. So we got some blue-white Gideons. I imagine the emblem's getting Windmill Slam down next turn, or this turn. And then they'll probably end up dropping the other Gideon just to make me hate my life. Yep, they're fogging the Brawler. That's fine. We're going to drop the other Aether Hub. We're going to go straight to attacks. Again, there's really no point not... Oh, undo. There's really no point not attacking Gideon right now. We're going to get that 1 in. The shock's going to get to Gideon, but I want to see what he does next turn first. Because again, I kind of imagine him doing the ultimate and then getting the ally Zendikar out. There's 2 cycled sensors. I'm kind of okay with that. I think he realizes that I'm getting a little land flooded. Yep, he's fogging the Brawler again. If he gets a threat out, I'm obviously going to leave the Brawler up to block because at least that way he's doing something, but I have no reason to attack or to not attack, so I might as well just be annoying. That's an angel that I don't like. How does she work again? Okay, she's one that enables the meld. That's just flying first strike, lifelink crap. Okay. See if we can't get some damage in. Okay. Attack Gideon again. We gotta keep him in check, because as long as he's alive, I don't want him to get out of reach where my little creatures here can't do anything. I really don't want to play another land. Want to kind of keep the coyness up as much as possible. I might bring in the Defiances. I mean, if they don't want to attack, I'm totally okay with that. Neat. Winning. Gonna play another Jackal. We're gonna play a Mountain just in case, because if I can start ramping up and then I hit a Hazoret, I kind of need the Hazoret to be able to attack. We're gonna attack Gideon again. Leave Brawler back. Ideally, I hit a Tormenting Voice or a Neonate here on the next draw. That way, I get the 2 effects on both the Flame Blades. We gonna Fumigate, or is it gonna be a Bruna? They're gonna draw 4 and discard a card. Okay. This ain't working out too hot. It's such a good card. They're gonna Fog or Brawler again. Again, it's fine. They got a Kefnet. He is not active. Notable development. Alright, that works out really nice, because I'm gonna... We gotta get rid of Gisela, because that's gonna be a problem. If they drop a Bruna... Actually, no, this exiles, so never mind, we're safe. Safe. And we got the 3 up. That's a negate. That's gonna hurt our face a bit. We're gonna shock now, just to sort of get them to think about their actions. I don't want to just do that way, because then the Brawler goes in. So we're gonna send the 2 Adepts at Gideon. They can't be locked because they both have Menace. But they're gonna blow up one of those, that's fine. That happens. We'll keep Gideon stuck at 2, or 3, technically. I'm gonna Fog the Brawler again. Technically, I think the right option here is to actually just let the Brawler not be fogged, because I'm not attacking with the Brawler into a first Dread. There we go. Just do it. Do it, Shia. You won't. I believe in you. It's gonna hurt my face, but I believe in you. Got there. I think they realize that I really don't have too many options here. Alright, they grab Bruna. I think this is over because they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're gonna grab Bruna. And then I'm basically out now, Brown Cow. Yep, there's the Bruna. They got enough for it. That's odd. Silly bugs. Graveyard. Yeah, we're just gonna concede, because that's just gonna explode in our face. Now we know what's there. We're gonna bring in the Defiances. They're a little high in the cost, but they're relevant. I'm gonna take out that Devour, because I'm not sure if I like that anymore. Take out another Shock. Sweltering Suns doesn't do enough here. The Lightning Axes can go in. We can take out the Harness Lightning, because if they fuse Bruna and Gisela, I don't think there's any amount of Harness Lightnings that will stop that. So we're just gonna take those out, put the Lightning Axes in, try to just deal with the Gisela as soon as possible. We're gonna go on the play here, and hopefully have a better luck. I wasn't expecting to draw another 3 lands after having a 4-land hand. So it happens again. They had a similar issue where they just didn't draw lands in game 1, so this will probably be the first game where neither of us have dumb land issues, hopefully. And we'll go from there. They're going to do their sweet time with the sides, and that's fine. Oh, there we go. We're going to go first. I don't want to do this again. I like these two cards, but I don't want to do this again. So we're going to mulligan. So that's just not happening. This I can keep. This I can feel okay keeping. Keep on top. We can go Flame Blade into Brawler or something. Is my logic. So we're going to go Flame Blade to start. We have the Lightning Axe for any creatures they send out at our face. Throw out another Flame Blade attack with this one. Throw those jackals at them. Excuse me. And this is where it gets rough. We're going to play the Brawler. We're going to discard Lightning Axe, I think. I don't want to discard Lathnu because he's going to top our curve here. Defiance is just so flexible that I can deal with a bunch of different options, so I think the Lightning Axe can go this turn. That card would be so busted if he said may discard a card. He's already really good because he doesn't have that sacrifice unless you discard a card, so I mean, I'm probably getting a little greedy there. So if we hit a land, we got a Lathnu with the Brawler and those two coming in. Yeah, they're gonna Gideon. They gotta stop that. That's fine. We're gonna go another Brawler. This time I think the Lathnu can go, just because I want to keep that free damage in there. So we're gonna go after Gideon. Just get him out of here, because if he's not kept in check, that's gonna be a problem. If they drop another Gideon, then God just hates me. Or the magic gods hate me. Oh, thank God. I was gonna say, are we serious right now? Alright, so we're gonna draw there. If we had topped a land, it would have been just perfect. Because we didn't, I really don't want to throw Brawlers under a bus of death and destruction, so we're just going to swing with the Adepts, because they got Menace, they can get underneath there. We'll shock them at the end of turn for Gisella's ability there, or to counteract the lifelink, so it'll effectively be, we took 4 damage and they fogged. That's rough, but again, it happens. We might actually just shock the Gideon. We're gonna shock Gideon. That way, he's gone next turn. Go after Gideon. We get that 1 extra land. We are in such magic Christmas land, or a Neonate. I'll take a Neonate. We got the land. We're gonna start with the Temper. Force the counter out. There it is. That's fine. We'll say no reluctantly. Not that we have a choice. Next turn will be the Defiance. We're gonna go with the Glare. That's fine. If I can get rid of the Gisela, we're in a really good spot. As long as that Gisela's there, we're kind of stuck. So I gotta keep trying to force it down their throat. Are they gonna have a counter? Yeah, they're gonna have a counter. Or what the hell is 5? Oh, they're pulling. Okay, that's fine. They can draw their 3 and discard a Scattered Groves. So they got green in here. And they just discarded a land, which probably says that they got at least 1, if not 2 lands, and a Bruna ready to go. But we're gonna attack. We're gonna try to outrace them here. So easy win is we just we got there, all right. So we just won 2-1 against blue, white, and I guess some green in there. Gideon control stuff. I'm not going to try to pretend I know what deck that was, other than just there's Gideons and Gisellas, and it's a bad time. Pull from Tomorrow is actually a really solid card. So yeah, so right now we're 1-1 in this week's episode of the Warlocks Brew. We're using red deck wins in Standard. I'll link the previous games below, and this should be in a playlist for this week's episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you continue to watch. I'm the MaroonWarlock. Enjoy the rest of your day.